I'm Anna. Among the questions that are listed on this slide, my research broadly investigates how popular culture and commercial discourses construct and represent gendered humanoid AI robots, and questions how these can be understood politically. So, female-gendered humanoid AI robots fit the definition of the simulated woman. Examples of such machines now access established global political and social platforms of huge significance and influence discussions on human, specifically women's and marginalised groups' rights. Removing marginalised humans from social and political stages and replacing them with gendered machines is undeniably worrying. Simulated women are not women. Importantly, their constructed adherence to culturally accepted ideas of humanness and femaleness based on long-standing heteronormative and white supremacist ideals of beauty and behavioural standards does not qualify them with womanhood or marginalised experience. So I ask, what effect does having a citizen that you can buy have on the global perception of women and marginalised individuals culturally, socially, and politically? Meet Sophia, an AI humanoid social robot. Creators, Hong Kong-based Hanson Robotics, aim to make Sophia as conscious and creative and capable as any human. The robot has a woman-like head, as you can see, a face and neck, and its transparent skull is frequently shown wearing human-like wigs. The robot's hands and legs are visually robotic. Sophia has a website, multiple social media accounts, and a press coverage reaching billions. The robot is gendered as female. The United Nations Development Programme has called Sophia the appropriate advocate to champion gender equality and inclusivity. The machine is constructed as a progressive symbol of womanhood and able to consider the needs and experiences of women globally. In 2017, Sophia was granted citizenship of Saudi Arabia, a country that continues to be known for its profound gender inequalities. Emily Reynolds stresses that Sophia's Saudi citizenship sits somewhat awkwardly in a country where male guardianship still exists. Despite Sophia being an owned object, the robot is not required to have a guardian present or to follow enforced female cultural dress codes when in Saudi Arabia. Sophia fits within the description of the simulated female, sculpted to fit a standard of socially accepted beauty. The machine performs an idealized and unattainable version of womanliness, unreachable for human women. Sophia has been celebrated as an innovative symbol for the future of womankind, being declared the girl from the future. Men sculpting women-like life from materials has been imagined in the West for the last millennia. Examples of simulated women, humanoid AI robots that simulate culturally accepted ideas of humanness have proliferated in popular culture. In recent years, this image of the simulated woman has moved, ultimately from the boundaries of discourse to the material. Meet Little Michaela, a computer-generated virtual influencer positioned as having human-level consciousness. This claim of consciousness, or so-called strong AI, is heavily debatable. AI is still at the weak stage of technological development, where systems can only imitate human thinking and behaviour as it's ultimately programmed to do. Little Michaela was released in 2016 by California-based company Brud. Gendered as she, the robot simulates the image of a 19-year-old. Michaela has been called the definer of the virtual influencer industry, the cyber girl of the 21st century, and one of Time magazine's 25 most influential people on the internet. The robot has 3 million Instagram followers, a music hit with over 60 billion streams on Spotify, and it earns its team nearly £9 million a year. Michaela has been positioned as a social justice warrior, and its transmedia platform has been used to spread awareness, advocate for equality, and advertise for forward-thinking brands. Like Sophia, Michaela is constructed to perform an idealized and unrealistic version of womanliness. The robot has also been criticised for capitalising on experiences of marginalised individuals that it can't possibly have lived through. Meet Harmony, the perfect companion, a customisable social AI software designed by market leader Robotics to identify with its users' interests and preferences. Gendered as she, the robot has a human-like body based on sexually exaggerated versions of the female form. The object and its marketing suggest that the perfect female companion is the woman-like being that is owned, has no consent over their body, no agency, and that can be customized to achieve its primary purpose, to serve male sexual desire and fantasy. Like Harmony, Sophia and Michaela simulate femaleness and imitate gender roles typically assigned to women. They fit a misogynistic ideal. Though their female forms are not as sexually exaggerated as Harmony's, they are owned, they're customizable objects, and they're manufactured for the economic benefits of their predominantly male development teams. Joanna Bryson argues that giving a woman-like object like Sophia equal or superior civilian rights to female citizens when that object is under duress, can be purchased, and can be switched on and off fundamentally, will have an absolute detrimental effect for human women and how they're viewed culturally and socially. Their social and political freedoms, their rights ultimately to autonomy. Placing robots like Sophia and little Michaela on platforms of social and political influence rather than human women or other marginalised individuals on crucial issues relating to those demographics and their rights ultimately questions the extent to which marginalised individuals are valued globally. To ignore this and to celebrate the gendering of Sophia and Michaela and the constructions of womanhood and race that they represent is to disregard marginalised experiences, agency, and individuals' rights to speak for themselves. What impact will this have as AI humanoid robots become ever increasingly woven in the structures of human society? Thank you.